creating linear models for data, exploring trend lines. And so what we started looking at is about positive and negative correlations. And we're going to look at this shoe size versus height again. And what we want to do is when you have a line that doesn't perfectly go through the points, you have to get a line of best fit. So we're going to do our best to make this line go through all of the points. Okay, so I'm going to make my slope increase to make it positive, and then figure out where I want my y-intercept to be. And I'm going to check this and see how I did. So my line is 0.36x plus negative 14.4. And I can keep adjusting this, but to me, this looks like a pretty good fit in between the points. So looking at the scatter plot now, I want to figure out what type of correlation I have. So I can go ahead and draw a line through. And again, I can notice that the points are a little further away from the line. So this is not a strong correlation because they are not clustered. However, it is still a positive correlation because the points are rising or increasing. So this is a positive correlation, but not very strong. So on your graph, just make sure that you actually go ahead and draw in this trend line. Again, it's not going to be a perfect fit, but you want to try to just go through the center of those points as best as you can. So now what we're going to do is we're going to go back and figure out what the actual line is, and we're going to take two random points from the line, 2010 and 7110. And the first thing that we're going to do is we're going to go ahead and find the slope. So we are going to use the slope formula, y2 minus y1 over x2 minus x1, and we're going to go ahead and simplify the slope. If you would rather make a table, go ahead. However, it is important that you understand the slope formula. So when we simplify this down, our overall slope is going to reduce all the way down to the number 2. So our slope, or our m, is 2. Now what we're going to do is we have 2 points here. We're just going to use one of the points. So my slope m is 2, and I'm going to use the point 2010. What I want you to look at is I don't want you to write all of this. I want you to look at this very last piece here. If we're going to put something into point slope form, we need to remember the formula. So what I want you to see is a reminder again about what the formula is. Y minus y1 equals m times x minus x1. You're going to plug in the point 10 for the y1, 2 for the m, our slope, and 20 for our x1. This equation right here is our equation in point slope form. So what we need to do now is we need to take point slope form and we need to convert it into slope intercept. So the first thing we're going to do is multiply everything on that inside by 2. 2 times x is 2x, and 2 times negative 20 is negative 40. When you get slope intercept form, now we want to get y all by itself. So I need to move this negative 10 and make it opposite. Making it opposite turns it into a positive. The negative 10 and plus 10 cancel out, leaving me with just y equals. And on the right side, I need to go ahead and combine my like terms, negative 40 plus 10, and it's going to give me negative 30. So y equals 2x minus 30 is my answer in slope intercept form. Lastly, we need to convert this to standard form. And remember, with standard form, we need to get the x and the y on the left side, and we also need to get the number on the right side. Okay? They're going to go about this their own way, which we can do it this way and just flip-flop things. But in a second here, I'm actually going to show you the proper way that I would do this to see if you prefer that method. In the end, we're going to get the exact same answer of 2x minus y equals 30, and that's standard form. Here's what I would do, is I would take my equation, y equals 2x minus 30. I need to move my 2x to the other side by making it opposite, so I make it a negative, and then a reminder that you can't have a negative x, so I'm going to divide everything by negative 1. Negative 2 divided by negative 1 is 2x. 1 divided by negative 1 is negative y, and negative 30 divided by negative 1 is 30.